Hi, my name is Steve Knight and I'm the Sales and Marketing Manager for Porvair Sciences. I've come here today to the Development Laboratory at Porvair Technology to talk to Dr. David Cowison about a new technology which is called BioVyon and which promises to really revolutionise what we do with Porvair's solid phase extraction plates. Dave, good morning.
Good morning.
BioVyon, can you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, BioVyon basically allows us to do away with the traditional frits that you've normally got the top and bottom to support a column of loose powder. We do this in order to prevent channeling, improve the flow through the product and reduce the overall analyte volume that we're using.
So Dave, I understand you've got a couple of samples that you can show us with the before and after state.
That's right, Steve. We've got two columns here. The one on the left hand side is a traditional column. It has loose silica powder sandwiched between two inert HDPE frits, and on the right hand side is the BioVyon co-sinter. You'll immediately see that the co-sinter has somewhat less depth than the traditional media. It also, if you can actually see the tiny amount of powder, the very shallow bed of powder sandwiched between the two frits, this has relatively poor flow-through characteristics. The flow-through is very fast compared with the BioVyon powder. Also, you get channeling on this one, whereas there's no channeling on the co-sintered frit. When you combine these factors, you get much better recovery on the co-sinter compared with the standard traditional type packing.
Well, that's very interesting. So on this left-hand one here, we've got a standard Vyon frit, then some regular C18 silica, and then another Vyon frit. But over here, you've co-sintered the BioVyon together, so the C18 is actually sintered in with the Vyon. Is that correct?
That's right. The silica powder is immobilised within the lattice of the HDPE. This means that you can't get liquid channeling. You can also control the structure to allow slower flow through the device. That improves recovery and allows you to use quite small analyte volumes.
And you've got it here in a 1 ml syringe, which would indicate that you could use quite small samples with this.
That's right. The amount of powder in these two samples here is about 10 milligrams. We can go to
below 10? Probably not in this format.
Probably in this format, that's unlikely. However, in the microplate format, which we also produce, where we have 10 milligram loaded samples, that will probably go down to 5 milligrams without loss of recovery.
So, as well as having a cartridge format, I believe you've also got the BioVyon available in the 96 well microlute shell as well.
That's correct. Yeah, for high throughput samples, we can use the microplate can be used.
So in the bottom here you have the BioVyon C18 co-sinter, and also I believe BioVyon C8.
Yeah, C8 and C18 are available within the microplate range.
And can I use this in the normal way that you would use any other solid phase extraction block like this?
Absolutely, yeah.
I don't need special equipment?
No special equipment is required. Sample volumes are generally much smaller. This does mean that your final eluent volume is probably small enough to use directly onto the column rather than have to dry down. But if you do need to do a dry down step, obviously it's much quicker.
Excellent, good. So there's some significant advantages to using the BioVyon technologies.
There are, yes.
Now if you want to know more about BioVyon, there's a very good little brochure on SPE which you can download directly from the website. It's www.biovyon.com.